I just want to give a quick walkthrough of the course. I'm going to pull up my computer, just sort of show you a few things I might want to highlight. I'll try to keep this fairly quick. As far as it goes, once you're in Blackboard, you'll come up with either your courses will be over here on the first page, like when you come in, it should bring you up here, and you can just click on your course. You can also click courses and find your course here. Most of you have done this if you're watching this video. When you come in, there will always be announcements on the first page. So for example, if I send something via email, will probably be my main method to send you information. That would end up here, and so you can see it. This welcome video, this welcome email just kind of gives you an overview. That's repeated here under the getting started part. Next is intro videos. That's this video and some others. And so you should have seen that. And that'll be one of your first things you want to do, just sort of acclimate yourself. Read through the syllabus. The syllabus is here as an HTML, but it's also available as a Word file. If you click on that, I would highly recommend you print this out. The reason I would print it out is, it has a calendar at the bottom, it has instructions. It's just a quick, easy resource to get to. I would recommend everybody that they do it. You can help you check things off. And then if you come down to on it, one of the final pages, it has the grade book here for you to manually keep track of your grades. So if you do that, you can add in your grades, you can check things off as you do them, and that is probably a very useful thing. And it also has the calendar here, so you see what each module is. So there you go. That's kind of a useful thing, and one that I would hope most of you would avail yourself of. As far as it goes after the syllabus, there's just computer requirements, privacy, and accessibility if you need any of that information. That's easily available for anything we might use. What's next just sort of is, if after you click it, it just tells you where to go. It tells you have the discussions here. All the discussions are available here. They have the instructions, the write-up, and you'll write responses. In these, you're going to write an initial post that's about at least 300 words, and then you write at least 2 responses to others. If you do the minimum, you're going to get a C. If you go above and beyond, which means you do 4 or more posts, do them over several days, 4 responses to others, they're thoughtful, they're critical, that type of thing, then you can get an A. But I won't give an A for just meeting the minimum requirement. But you can read those, you can come back, and as you do them, I will grade them. If you get a grade and you're like, well, the due date's still a few days away, I was going to do more, I will regrade it, don't worry. Okay? So before I go into the course modules section, you won't see the summary papers because I've removed that. But you have here a few things like extra help. If you need tutoring, there's a thing called Brain Fuse that will offer some tutoring options. There's the student services for things you might need, like, for example, counseling, etc. There's academic success, which offers on campus, although they won't be doing it this summer, tutoring, but they might have other things like a writing center you can access remotely. You can contact them. They'll have all the links for that. There's the library. There's if you have problems with Blackboard, Blackboard support, etc. If you come in here, there's a calendar. If you click that, I typically put all the due dates on there. So in this case, they're all blue for this course, and that'll show you what's due on Thursdays. And that should also, if you populate your other courses, your other assignment due dates will show up in there as well. You won't see tutor information because I don't think they have an assigned tutor for this class this summer. If they do and they find out they do, I will add that. You have my contact information. I'm doing office hours from 8 to 10 p.m. on Sunday and 8 to 10 a.m. on Tuesdays, and by appointment. I'm pretty free as far as time, so just email me. And if you want to meet, probably the easiest way, since we aren't on campus, is just send me an email and I will send you a Zoom link, and then you and I can kind of share screens and talk and run through anything you have a problem with. If you want to show me, well, I don't understand this question, sometimes it's useful to be able to do it via Zoom so we can kind of look, or what did I do wrong? I can read your paragraph in front of you and make notes and things, and that's sometimes helpful. So that's the way we'll do office hours. And then your grade shows your breakdown of your grade. This is also a place where you go to get like the rubric for all the discussion boards, as well as the rubric for the ethical summary papers. This will give you information on the kinds of things I'm looking for in those summary papers. And so I would make sure to go back and look at that. As far as it goes, course modules is the main spot where we get information. There's 8 modules. You won't see these last 2, that they won't show up on your screen. Those are only there for me. But if you go into each of these, when you go into it, you'll click there and it will give you what you're going to learn in this, and then it'll give you a checklist. If you want to print that off, you can click up here and that'll pull up a Word document of this. It makes it a little easier to print what's on this first page. And so it'll bring that up. And then as you're going along, you can go, okay, did I complete the getting started? Okay, I watched all the videos, read the syllabus. Okay, so I can check, you know, I can go check that off. I'm trying to find my camera as I'm making a check mark. You can watch this short module 1 intro video. You can read the syllabus. You can kind of look around the course. There's 2 discussion boards in the first one. There's an extra credit one where you just introduce yourself. It's an easy way to get 10 points. I hope you will do that. And then after that, there in every module, including the final exam module, there is a discussion board where we discuss some ethical issue. That's where I told you you have to make an initial post of at least 300 words and respond to at least 2 others. The icebreaker, you don't need 300 words, just however you feel to introduce yourself. I hope you'll do more than 2 sentences, but you know, you don't have to write your life story either. Half of it will be good. As far as the exams, each module has an exam. They'll tell you some of them are as few as 10 questions, some of them are as many as 30 or 40. The final is 70 questions or something like that. So each one of them has different number of questions, different number of points. It'll give you instructions on how they work. That way you have a little bit of heads up. Once you click start on those, once you click that, the timer begins. You can't open it and say, oh, wait, I didn't want to start now. So you know, something comes up, it's gonna keep running and the time doesn't stop. And so you need to be prepared for that. And if you don't have a quiet time to do that, you need to make sure to do that with a secure connection. Of course, problems sometimes occur, but you know, and I am understanding of that, but you know, at least, you know, you should attempt to be prepared and not just opening stuff by accident. If you come in here, there's up here in the instruction says complete lesson on what is philosophy. When it says complete lesson on or soft chalk lesson on, that's these are little lessons I've put together. I've embedded videos. You know, they can take different amounts of time to watch all the videos, and you know, you kind of just click through those and you know, you can get the basic idea. The first module's exam, for example, is mainly over that lesson as well as the syllabus. So, you know, you kind of want to make sure to go through those. Those usually a lot of questions will come from those. As far as it goes, the only other thing to note under the course modules is in after module 1, modules 2 through 7 all have a summary paper or a paper that is part of it. And in those, if you come up here, it'll say, you know, for more information, look for the instructions of the syllabus. The syllabus has kind of detailed instructions on how you do the paper. And then there's a rubric, which I just showed you how to see in the grade book. Read through both those. They give you ideas of things that I think are important, like how to cite things. You know, you don't have to do citation or a works cited page because I know what you're citing, but you need to do in what's called in document or in paper citation, where you name the author and their article, and after you name them, when you repeat them, you use their last name. Don't use their first name. That's a little bit of a pet peeve. But if you look through the rubric, it'll give you some ideas of things that I'm looking for, that I'm kind of judging the paper on. I don't have point values assigned in the rubric. I simply have kind of where I see those things, how I feel like you've done on it, and that's a way of giving feedback on that. There's also a rubric on the discussion boards, and you have to go through the grade book to find that. As far as it goes, once you're ready, you click this, you can submit the paper. On the first one, you have to choose either Judith Jarvis Thompson's A Defense of Abortion or Michael Huemer's America's Unjust War. So you're either going to do a paper on abortion or unjust drug war. You're going to write 2 pages, maybe 3, in some cases a little bit more, but at least 2 full pages summarizing the article. You're going to have a hard time summarizing a 12-page article in 2 pages, but that's the task. Make sure to give reasons and support, and then after you've done that, only then are you to give your opinion, and at that point you're supposed to give what you think are some deficiencies or what you think are some strengths, and you're going to kind of give a more thorough examination of the article. When you click on that, it'll open it up. It says view rubric. You can see the rubric there. I guess you can view the rubric here as well. And then what happens is you can just upload the file as a Word document, PowerPoint. You can do as text file, rich text format, PDF, HTML, whatever works for you. When you do it, you need to submit your paper for plagiarism. I will check that, and that's basically the gist of it. You don't have to copy and paste your paper into the box here. You just have to upload a submission. The only thing I ask is you don't use Pages. I prefer you not to use Google Docs, like a link, because both those cause problems. If you use Pages as a Mac-based program to do what Word does and things like that. If you are having issues and you need, you're saying, well, I don't have Word. Well, actually, everybody has Word. If you go back to My LLCC, if you go to LLCC, click on My LLCC. If you come up here and it says Student Resources, it says Office 365 Pro Plus free. If you go here, it will show you how to download Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, all those programs so that you can use those. As students, you have access to those licenses. The college pays for that as part of your being a student here, and so you don't have to worry about not being able to use those things. It's under the Office 365 and etc. So if anybody has any questions, send me an email. I hope everybody is ready, and I think that's about it. Take care.